Good evening, I'm Walt Thomas with WhatsTrendee. Tonight, we've got some thrilling economic news. First, inflation decided to take a little vacation in June. How considerate. Then, we'll explore why some folks think firing Fed Chair Jerome Powell is just what America needs right now. Because nothing says stability like shaking up monetary policy, right? Before we get to our top story, let's have a word from our social media correspondent, Winnie Tullis. Winnie.
Thanks, Walt. Before we get to our story, do us a favor and click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching What's Trendy News. Back to you, Walt.
Thanks, Winnie. Let's start with June's inflation numbers, which apparently have everyone doing cartwheels. The Consumer Price Index rose just 3% annually, practically deflation by recent standards. Monthly inflation was basically zero. Energy costs dropped while housing and services costs finally stopped their relentless climb. Core inflation, that magical number the Fed obsesses over, hit 3.3%. Food prices stayed relatively tame, which means your grocery bill might only hurt a little less. The markets are practically throwing a parade, convinced the Fed will cut rates faster than you can say, economic relief. Well, isn't that just peachy? 3% inflation, truly the stuff of economic fairy tales. Now, speaking of the Fed, some brilliant minds think firing Jerome Powell is exactly what Trump should do. Because why maintain any semblance of Federal Reserve independence when you can just not? The argument goes that Powell's been too aggressive with rate hikes, apparently forgetting that fighting inflation was literally his job. Critics want someone more business-friendly, translation, someone who'll keep rates low no matter what. Never mind that Fed independence has been a cornerstone of American monetary policy for decades. Who needs institutional stability anyway? Because nothing screams sound economic policy, quite like politicizing the Federal Reserve. That's your economic reality check for tonight. Stay tuned for more delightful developments in our wonderful world of finance. This has been Walt Thomas with What's Trendy. Thanks for watching, and remember, in economics, as in life, things are rarely as simple as they seem. Good night. Next, Willard Tomasi will offer an editorial on how this affects you. Willard.
Good evening, Walt and Winnie. Let's talk about how this could change things for you. Oh, what a time to be an American consumer basking in the glory of a whopping 3% inflation rate, because paying slightly less to be broke is the new prosperity. But wait, there's more. Some economic masterminds now think the path to financial nirvana is to fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell. That's right, because nothing spells confidence to global markets like turning the nation's central bank into a revolving door for political appointees. Why cherish decades of Federal Reserve independence when you can replace your top monetary policymaker like he's a contestant who didn't get a rose? For everyday Americans, this means your mortgage, credit card interest, and grocery bill now depend on whether the Fed chair vibes with the president's mood. So, buckle up, America economic stability is now just another episode of Who Wants to Fire a Central Banker? This has been Willard Tomasi signing off for What's Trendy. Have a great day.